I need to show you what this lens looks like, or specifically what the version of this lens that I have looks like, because it has quite a unique look. This little beast currently on my FX6 is a Cine-Modded version of the old Soviet Helios 44-2. Now, if you were to search the internet for the Helios 44-2 on eBay, for example, you would most likely find a more regular looking lens, and most likely for a pretty nice and cheap price. Because apparently they made a lot of them back in the days. This here, however, is that lens, but cleaned up and rehoused by a Ukrainian company called Ironglass into a more cine-friendly body with like solid metal gears for aperture and focus. De-clicked aperture, by the way. And I bought mine with a Sony E-Mount so that I can use it with my FX6 and other Sony cameras. If you would buy an unmodified version of this lens on eBay, you would most likely need to pick up a converter as well for your camera of choice. Keep that in mind if you decide to pick one up. On eBay, I've seen them go for anywhere between like $50 to $150. If you want to get one through Ironglass like I did, they will be more expensive. This one right here, I think goes for, I don't know, $400 to $500. They also have high-end cinema versions that will cost you a lot more, especially now. They've become more popularized since they've been used in the Batman movie and the Dune movies. I think they're mostly famous for their like swirly bokeh that you probably saw in the intro of this video. I find it especially nice for like center framed portraits because they really create this nice round swirly background that really pulls the viewer's eyes into the center of the image and it just frames your subject really nicely. And while that's really great, one of my favorite things about these lenses are the lens flares. I mean, they're just unlike anything I've ever seen in another lens. Just another way of framing things in your composition. Well, like in the Dune movies where they like really leaned into the lens flares for like transitional shots. I've also leaned into using the lens flares, to say the least. Anywhere from sparingly to over the top. Yeah, it's a good time. But I think my favorite use case for this lens is like portraits, center frame portraits. Also use this for a bunch of talking heads in interviews. It's just an amazing lens that frames the subject really nicely, I think, and creates a really fantastic background. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you this. Let you know that this exists, if you didn't already know about it. And let you know that if you haven't played around with old, cheap lenses on your new, expensive, modern camera, you probably should. This lens is also pretty good at impressing clients, to be honest. It just looks like something from a sci-fi movie. That's pretty amazing. One of my favorite things to do is take a camera with a lens like this or any other vintage lens and just go out into the nature at sunrise or sunset and just film meaningless but beautiful things. B-roll of grass and leaves and lens flares and just sort of get lost in it. It's like meditation. All right, I guess that's it. Oh, by the way, all the music and sound effects in this video came from Audio, not a sponsor. My little channel is way too small for fancy things like that. But I do have an affiliate link in the description if you're looking for like music and or sound effects for your own videos. There's a code down there for 70% off their pro subscription. I think that's kind of nice. Yeah, just so you know. All right, take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. I almost forgot about you.